Hello, and welcome to another episode of the
Latin
Latin
voices.
voices.
Hello, everyone, and happy and blessed Thursday for those who are on Thursday. Happy and blessed Friday for those who are on Friday. So today's topic is what is today's topic?
Digital confidence. How to show up online with boldness and authenticity.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna be talking about today. So that's pretty cool. Kind of, like what we're doing right now. Going live. So that will be a very interesting topic. I mean, okay. So before we dive into our topic, let's introduce ourselves. So hi everyone, my name is Sandy. I'm originally from Panama, but according to reside in Surrey, British Columbia, Canada. I work in the movie industry and I'm a proud digital business owner.
Hello. Hi, everyone. My name is Yesenia, but everyone knows me as Jessie. I'm a nurse by professional. I live in Ontario, Canada, but I'm also but I'm I'm as well original from Cuba. I have my digital business owners, so I'm also a mentor as well.
Hello, everyone. My name is Isabel. I'm originally from Mexico, but I live in North Carolina, USA. I am a wife, a mother, a grandmother, a proud digital business owner, and mentor.
Thank you, Jessie. Thank you, Isabel. So we also want to remind everyone that every Tuesday and every Thursday we have our live webinar. So we have one tonight at 5 p.m. PST, 8 p.m. EST. It looks like my a little bit delay sometimes. Hopefully it stays good. Last time wasn't that great. So if you want to learn how you can start your business online and start earning money, all you have to do is register in any of the websites that appear on the screen with your name and email address, and we'll send you that invitation to watch the webinar. So when you register on the website, you will receive an email that will have the link to register for the webinar, the live webinar. That link will take you to freezing. Sorry. That link will take you to a page that will have two buttons, one for Tuesday, one for Thursday. So you can register for either one or for both. Also, you get another link to catch the replay of the live webinar. So just in case you cannot make it to the time of the live webinar, that's not a problem because you get a link to the replay and you can watch it at your own time. In addition to that, we also invite you to our private Facebook group where you get to see more success stories from members of our community and more information about the business. Now, probably you're asking, okay, but what am I going to see on that webinar? Well, on that webinar, you get to see um, how our online business plan works, and also you get to hear from the testimonials of the panelists. In this case, we're going to show you who are going to be the panelists from tonight's live webinar. They are going to be sharing with you why they decided to start their online business and how this online business has transformed their lives. So that's what we're gonna watch. Okay, so let's find out who are. Well, we don't know who the host is going to be, so that will be a surprise for you. So we're gonna mention all the panelists for tonight's live webinar, including the hosts that we're not sure. So here are the hosts and panelists of tonight's live webinar.
Okay, so if you're ready to learn more about this amazing opportunity, don't forget to register on the websites on the screen so you can either attend the live webinar or register and we can send you the replay if you don't have time to attend the live webinar at 5 p.m. Pacific time and 8 p.m. Eastern time. So today we're going to have Jay. She's a resident educator. And then we also have Jim. Jim is a pastor. Marisani is a retiree. And Eden is a former caregiver.
We also have Kia, she's a stay-at-home mom. Dana, an IT manager. Tashi, a stay-at-home mom. And Maria, a retired nurse educator. So you guys want to know, you want to learn a little bit more how to start your own digital business and why this specific business. So you just have to register on any of our website. Okay, with your valid name and email, we send you all the information. Recuerde, every Tuesdays and Thursday, we have our free live webinar. And today, April 10, today's free live webinar. So remember, 5 p.m. Pacific time, 8 p.m. Eastern time.
Thank you, Isabel. Thank you, Jesse. We also want to let you know that our live webinar has subtitles in 5 languages: that's Spanish, French, Tagalog, Vietnamese, and Arabic. And our replay has subtitles in several languages. All right, so let's dive into our topic for today. So what is our topic for today?
Okay, our topic for today is digital confidence, how to show up online with boldness and authenticity. So stay tuned. We're going to dive into this topic today.
Yes. Okay, so question for you. So have you ever stopped yourself from posting something because you thought, what will people think? Or I'm not good on camera. Okay. Well, you're not alone, but here is the truth. You don't need to be perfect to show up online. You just need to be real. And I'm on that category. I don't know if you heard me before. I started a YouTube channel, and one of the reasons why don't see my face, just my voice, is because I was afraid to show myself. And then when I started this online business, another thing that I was one of those person that was thinking, what will people think, because we're just so worried, especially on our personal profile, not so much on the business page, because we think, oh, nobody know us, so it's okay. But on our personal profile, we are concerned like what our friends are gonna say, what our family is gonna say. So we've been there. So don't worry. All right. So today we are talking about digital confidence. So how to show up with boldness and authenticity. So you can build trust, grow your brand, and attract the right people to your business. So, as you see, we live in a digital world where your voice, face, and story can reach thousands of people, even millions. But for many, fear or judgment or not feeling ready keeps them silent. So, for example, as we see on the picture, I don't like how I look on video. Well, that was me. I'm not sure if I sound professional enough. Same. What if no one cares about what I have to say? Yeah, that too, because we don't think people will hear us, but that's not true. Those are things that we actually put ourselves uh, how do you the limited belief,
Limited.
limited belief. So yeah. So but here is the game changer. People don't connect with perfection. They connect with authenticity. Okay. So the more authentic you are, that's how they connect with you. So let's dive into how you can build digital confidence and show up with boldness starting today. Okay. Yeah, that I mentioned that one. Okay, so I did that one, sorry. Okay, so what is today's point?
So the point for today are point number 1, embrace progress over perfection. Point number 2, share your story with your heart. Point number 3, engage with confidence and purpose. So let's dig in.
Yes, so let's dig into point number 1.
Okay. Point number 1, embrace progress over perfection. Waiting until you're perfect to post will keep you invisible forever. And this is very true, guys. So, confidence isn't something that you have before you start, it's something you build by starting. The confidence doesn't you don't just have confidence on something that you have never done. You have to do it. You have to do it every day. You have to repeat it. Repetition is going to give you that confidence. So you have to practice, practice, practice till you do it and you don't even know that you're doing it anymore, because you either, you know it so well, you are used to it, you have a passion for doing it, that it's not going to bother you anymore. But confidence is something that you gain with practice, with repetition every day, so don't forget that. Your first video, your first post, your first live, it won't be perfect, and that's okay. And let me tell you, mine, it wasn't perfect. It wasn't good at all. When I did my first live, or I tried to do my first live, the words could not come out of my throat. It's like it was closed completely. I froze. I don't even remember if I deleted that live, actually. But I bet you could see my eyes going like this, like, what happened? So that's what happens, that we're all start from nothing. We start without knowing, but if you keep doing it enough, you're eventually gonna gain the confidence, and you're gonna feel good about doing it, and you're gonna be fluent. The fluency is gonna be there. You're not gonna be like uh, uh, you know like I did the first time. The goal is to be real, not flawless. And we've been doing this for over a year. We are not perfect, but we're real. We telling our story, and I'm sure some of you are tired of hearing our stories because we repeat them so much. But our story, it really tells the story from where we come from, why we decided to start this journey, why is it that we stay consistent and we keep going with it, because we have goals, and we know that this proven system has given other people results. So therefore, we know that we are going to get results too. um, and then flawless, I don't think that's such a thing. This really makes me laugh, because my daughters and I, we used to play a game, and my daughter, that was her nickname in the game, Flawless, because she thought she was so good at it, right? But I don't think you can come to that point. Like, there is not a single human who's perfect. So we all have, our little clinches here and there. So you just have to work and be real and inspire other people with your story and who you are. An example of this: think of your favorite influencer or mentors. Scroll back to their early content. It wasn't polished, but they kept showing up and grew through practice. And this is true for anybody. So if you're passionate about something, if you really want to start doing something, and the doubt of not knowing is holding you back, don't let it hold you back anymore. You can do it. You can start from nothing, and by practice and repetition, you are going to gain the skills to be good at it. So take messy action, post anyway, learn as you go. And that's the best way you can go. Learn as you go. Don't wait for the perfect time, because the perfect time doesn't come. You're never going to be to, like, wake up tomorrow and say, oh, this is the perfect day, I'm going to do it. It's not going to happen. You're always going to have something to come up. So don't wait for perfection. Just do it and learn as you go.
Yes, Isa, you said it all. You actually went actually deep on each point. But I just want to talk a little bit about the phrase that we have here: waiting until you're perfect to post will keep we keep you invisible forever. So I really like this topic. I think we were last week we were on one other course and one of our courses that was talking about the mindset. So they were like, and open my eyes, and I understand why I was there, why I was like that, why I didn't was connecting, and why people was like, oh, are you sure you have a business, in my earliest stage, because I was so afraid. I was so perfectionist because I didn't want to post a video me talking about the product or me talking about the business if it didn't have results, or if I didn't have a pay yet, or if I haven't tried that specific product, like like what I was waiting for. I'm embracing immigrants to take a change, to take that leap of faith and to give it a chance to the online space. But I was not there, because I was waiting for that perfect moment. I was waiting for that perfect video or for that perfect post, making sure that I was speaking to everyone in general, and that happened to me a lot, because even for myself, I started the business, and for personal reason I have to stop, but I go back again to the business. And then I was, because I didn't feel like I was able to do a ad, because what I have to post on my video, I was not um like I will not think that would be like it was a perfect history, because I didn't have all the progress the other people were having at that time. So I was like, oh my gosh, I cannot do a video ad, I cannot do my advertising or whatever it was on that moment. Like, and we're talking about 3 years ago. And then I was like, no, I will wait to have results. I will wait. This is, who want to believe me? It's not perfect yet. Like, I'm not speaking to the camera, I'm speaking to the corner. I have a lot of people coming background, or my dog is coming around, or you can hear, I don't know, the noise or the bird, or my background at home is not nice, or my background at home doesn't look neat, you know. But after that, they just start learning a little bit, and you start realizing like people not connect with that, people. Yes, we all want that perfect thing, but is if you wait for that, you are losing so much. How many people feel connected to you that you can actually do your business from the comfort of your home, just sitting on your couch just watching TV, or just having time with your dog or your family member, or even in a party that you were not able to attend for like 2 years, like a family party, because you always was working, those holidays, you always were working on the 25, the December, or the 31, like I was as a nurse. We don't get day off like that. But then I was start having those days off, because I really don't need, all that many hours, because I was making money online. So what about if I was start showing up those small moments, those is not, they are not perfect, but was my progress, so if I was invisible, people were not seeing my results, they were not believing on me. So it's true, guys, don't wait for the perfect moment, don't wait for the perfect ad, don't wait for perfect video, the perfect caption. Just do it, because with consistency you get there. Plus, to get there you have to make errors, you don't get there if you don't know, like you don't make a mistake. So the only way to get where you want to go is making mistakes. And the only, sorry, my microphone stop. So the only way that you want to get there is making those mistakes. And how you know when you make mistakes? When you're not perfect. So that's how you have to post, that's how you have to be there. So don't wait for perfection, just keep doing and enjoy the process, and you will see how you develop and how you get there every time, and you will feel so proud that you have grown that much. So that's what I have to say about the topic, because Isa said it all. But I hope so. Do you like a little bit my experience?
Thank you, Jesse. Thank you, Isabel. Just to add on to that, for me, posting, like if we're talking about posting, yeah, at first, I was like, try to make it look nice and all that. But I was spending too much time on that, you know, and people really don't look too much if it looks nice. They are looking through the message that you're sending to them. So that's the important thing for them, the message, the inspiration, the motivation that you're sending them, or that you put in through the post. So later on, I started to understand that. So then, and the other thing that, like confidence, confidence on my business page, I was okay. But posting on my personal page, that took me some time to have that confidence to post in there. So when I started little by little. Because I was like, at the beginning, those people thinking, like, what they're gonna think about what I'm posting, what I'm doing, so I was concerned about what people were thinking. So that's why I wasn't, you know putting anything there. So I started little by little to do that. Then eventually, I started to post. It was fine. Um, my other challenge for me was actually to be on camera. That was my challenge. I think I overcome that, and because I started to record, myself first to gain that confidence. And then eventually, I pressed the live button, but it's still, I was, every time that I pressed that live button, I was like, my heart was like pumping so fast, and very nervous, and trying to remember what I was going to say. But eventually I got used to, until, because I saw that nobody was watching me. So I said like, okay, it's fine. You know, nobody's watching me. But then, someone came and watched me. And that's when, it was my first experience, and I panicked. I didn't know what to say. So I started to improvise on the live. But that was my first experience. And I think because of that experience, that's when everything started to uh, come along. And then I joined another group life, to do life together. And at the beginning I didn't know what to say. So I was just saying things. But that's how we learn. That's how we go through our journey. We not knowing what to say, or how to do something. But then we start seeing, like what I did, I started to seeing others that were doing lives that had more experience. And I started to pick up some things from there, and then incorporate it into our lives. So that's how it started. um and I started to do live. So eventually, I got used to do live on my business page, but not on my personal page yet, because I was still thinking about, what people are gonna think. Because one thing it was my posting, and another thing is seeing me going live and be in front, they can see me. But eventually I took that uh challenge, and I pushed myself, and I said, you know what, I want to do it. So I did my first live in my personal page, and then nothing happened. So nobody said anything. So I was like, okay. And then I kept going and doing it, and then it was fine. So that's how I overcome that. And then I posted, and I did lives on my personal profile. But yeah, it takes courage to do it. Okay. One thing that made me that to be able to do that is because I wanted to connect with you, the audience. And the only way to connect with you more deeply, so you got to get to see us. Because yes, we can connect through posting, but you're not seeing us, you know and this is the only way that you can connect with us, so personally more, because you get to see us and hear us, and you get to hear the stories more direct, that doing it through the post. So yeah, but don't be perfect, because we have sometimes technical problems, and then we're like, oh, at the beginning, we didn't know what to do. So we're panicking in front of the live, or we didn't know what to say sometimes. So it's okay. It's part of the journey. You don't have to be perfect. That's how you learn, and then you try to be better and better. Practice. It makes it not perfect. We tend to say that phrase, practice makes perfect, but no, practice make it better and
It
better.
makes it enjoyable too.
Yes, that too. Yes. Because at first, it was very challenging. But as you do it more and more, you kind of like enjoy, for us, like, once we were started to do more and more, it was more like a chit chat between the three of us. That's how we see it. So talking between ourselves, telling our story and all that. So that's what we usually say to our guests, because we also have some guests sometimes in our lives, and they're like nervous, because it's the first time. And then we say, don't worry, it's just like a conversation between each other. So don't worry. So that really helps them, to be, because you don't want to make it too, like, I don't know how to say the
To a
word, but
street.
yeah, that's what I want to say, strict. But I think there's another too structure, that you have to follow this, and it's too rigid, like there's no that like the way that we're doing it right now.
Yeah,
It's more.
because we want everybody to give their personal touch to it. You don't want to have something structured to where you tell everybody what to say, because they'll be, afraid that they're gonna mess up or something. So just
Plus,
giving.
also, it will look fake.
Yeah.
It will look not real. Like, I think that's why we have our followers, and they love us for that. That we always have that conversation. That we're always trying to be the most real that we can, and we're just sharing our history in this digital world.
Mhm. Yeah, our experiences. Yeah. So let's see what else. Yeah, and the example that we're saying is true. Like if you look back, so many people that like for example, Oprah, or for those who are Latinos, we have the Cuban. She was Cuban. She's from Miami. She doesn't do any interviews now, but she was very famous, in the early 80s. When she started too, she wasn't very good, but then she got renowned. I can't remember her name,
Me
but
neither.
there's
I don't
some.
know. There's so
She's,
many.
no, but she used to interview all these, singers, actors.
Christina?
Uh, Christina, yes, Christina.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah. So if you look back, when she started, she wasn't so great as she was later, Um, but everyone started that way. So we we progress, as we go. So that's one of the things that we say. Embrace the progress, enjoy your journey. All right. So let's go to point. Oh, before we go to point number 2, we have some comment here from Langa Elias, and he's saying,
Hola.
"Hola, hola, thank you
Hola.
for watching. Thank you for your comment." Okay. So let's go into point number 2.
All right. Point number 2, share your story with your heart. People are drawn to authenticity, so instead of focusing on what you think others want to see, share reels from you. Like, share what do you want to see, what you feel connected to, so you can connect with other people. They are the same than you, or they're feeling the same than you. Okay, so let's, for example, let's get a little bit deep. Talk about your journey, your struggles, your win. Be vulnerable, be honest. That's why build trust. You don't have to be an expert. You just have to be you. You just have to put your content, so you can show up from the others. You know how many content creators are right now. But you need to be identified for something. You have to be you, so you can have that specific audience that you want to reach. The specific area that you want to, like, the people that you want to reach. Let's go more in deep example. One of the most viral videos I saw wasn't a perfect. It was something sharing how scared they were to start their business, and people love it. Because it was a reliable and raw. Your story is your superpower. Use it. So one of the stories, they touched my heart on the business, and he actually showed me that reliable, like, that struggle, and then it make me also to think I can do this. As I say, when I have that year, almost that year out of the business. One of the reasons I come back. When I go back, I was looking, I see how things were going, and that's an amazing thing that we have about this business. If you need time off, you can get your time off, and you don't have to start from the beginning. You start from where you leave it. So I was pretty happy about it. So I didn't have to start from the beginning. But one of the histories that inspired me was this lady. uh, she just went live in a raw video, just showing how shaking she was, and how scared she was that she was firing her own boss. So in other words, she was quitting because the business have show her, have give her more, like triple the amount that what she was making on her 9 to 5 job. So seeing, like, she always was like, I knew this person, like when I started in the beginning, she always was talking about her job, that she always loved what she does, and she just want, like, and just a little bit extra money on the side, to be able to pay those bills. So she wasn't thinking on going too much on deep. She just need just a little bit extra. Okay, so just having that realization, by language.
Realization.
Yes, that's the word. Having that moment and realizing that she was already making over a year more money than what she was making on her 9 to 5 job that she loved, and she was ready to fire her job. She was ready to quit. She was becoming a boss free. So seeing that video, she was crying, like, and seeing that moment that she's saying, to like those moments before, like you can see that she was shaking. Was not a video that was like making up, or like you use AI, or a video doing haze. You can see all this, the makeup going here. But but was so authentic. They make me to connect, and then I was like, oh my gosh, if she does it, she did it, I can do it too. So that's one of the reasons they go back or strong after that year they talk. But yeah, it's just show you who you are, and that's what we're doing. Like, that's one of the reasons that we're doing this live. We're showing who are truly safe we are. We're showing our struggle. Like, we're telling you guys, our viewers, we're telling you what we think, like what happened with our life, where we were, and what we actually are struggling with, with the business. Like, we have shared with you, like, I haven't problem a lot with the language. But that doesn't stop me to continue going. That doesn't stop me to keep my journey. So just be you, and you will connect. Sometimes, just a small share history. So one of my videos at so I did it. I was so good. I have this I use, like, this new technology. You have the AI and give me good ideas, and I have pop-up, and I have things coming up on the screen, and weird stuff. Okay. Not weird, good stuff, like things that I thought they will connect with people, but was not me. And I posted, I run it, and guess what? I didn't got results from that ad, because I wasn't real. People probably was looking at this. They were saying, like, oh my gosh, if I join this business, I need to know, I need to do all of this. I can do it. I cannot do it. That is too advanced. you know, even struggle myself. It took me almost 2 weeks to get that video going, But that's one of the reasons. Like, it wasn't me. I wasn't being authentic. But yeah, so that's one of the small shares. So just share your history, be authentic, be vulnerable, and just be honest. Be yourself, and you will connect with more people that are specific where you at the moment.
Yeah. Right now it's about sharing your story from your heart. Uh, I always talk about my journey, but when I talk about me, I always get a little bit emotional when I talk about my childhood and stuff. But I grew up one of 7 kids, of a very humble family, and I remember my parents were very poor. They didn't have the money to really buy much stuff for us. My mom used to make our dresses, and she used to go out and like fish. We were never hungry because thankfully my mom was always going out and either fishing. She had this little animal farm kind of thing. She had all kinds of animals, so we always had something to eat. But when it came to clothing and stuff, we didn't have much of that because they didn't have the money to really go out and buy it. But thanks to that, my mom learned how to make dresses and stuff, and she used to make our dresses. And even then, we used to like make fun of each other, like, oh, my dress looks better than yours, but that's my story. I came from a very humble family. They didn't have much, but we were very close with my siblings. Of course, we had our moments when we used to, like, argue, fight, whatever, but we grew up very close together. And when I talk about part of my childhood, it makes me emotional because there's a lot that happened in my childhood that I feel like it was hard for me to handle, to understand, and all that. But it made me the person who I am today. Responsible, somebody that is always pushing forth. I'm not the type of person that just, sits back and waits for things to happen. I'm a go-getter. I like to get my own things. I'm very dependable. Even though, my husband has his full-time job and he goes to work every day, I like to make my own finances. I don't like to depend on anybody. And I've been working since I was very young, but during the pandemic, I decided that I wanted to stay home with my children, to help them with homeschool and all that. And since then, my way of thinking changed because before it was all about going out to get the money. I was always chasing the money. But I didn't really see that I was trading my time for money. And, when I was doing that, I was actually taking my time away from my children and going out to get a job so that I could bring money home. But after the pandemic, I decided I wasn't going to do that anymore. I decided that my kids were more important than anything. And so I started looking for other ways to make money. And that's when I found this amazing opportunity. And when I first came, I knew nothing about this business, but I was determined to learn. I was always asking questions. I was always on the training, trying to learn things. And like everything else, I had bad days and good days. And there was days where I was, questioning, did I make the right decision? But, when you come to a business, you have to come with the mindset that you're doing it for your family, and you have to invest time in learning before you see actual results. And so, when we talk about our journey, when we talk about our story in this business, that's how we build connections and we build trust with the people that are following us, with our audience. So we're always talking about that, and we don't get tired of doing that because that's why we're here. We're here to tell us, or to tell you, how is it that we started this business and how this business has helped us from being shy in front of a camera, not being able to talk in front of a camera, not knowing how to create content, not knowing how to keep your things on the business. You have to keep your expenses. You have to keep a file of everything that's happening in your business. And when I started, I didn't know anything about that, and I've been learning a little bit at a time. But that's what happens when you tell your story enough. You reach and you inspire other people out there who feel maybe the same way that you feel, and they decide, well, if she's doing it, I can do it too, right? And so that's why we're here, because every story everybody's story is powerful. We all have something to share, so use it, and use your story to improve it and to give it a better ending. Don't just think about, you maybe grew up with so many limitations, but you can change that now. So take action and go after your dreams.
Yeah, thank you, Jesse. Thank you, Isabel. Yeah, for me, like talking about this point, share your story, be authentic. I could say that that was one of the struggles for me to share my story, because I thought that my story was not powerful, because I was comparing myself to others' stories. But every story, everyone has a different story, and for that story, there's someone out there on the other side of the screen that can connect with you. So you have to share your story, because that's you're gonna be able to help that other person that's listening to this right now. So for me, that was one of the struggles. So I connect with people through my beliefs in that concern. Eventually, I started to talk about, why I decided to start this online business. What were my reasons behind it. I always say, um, well, for us, for all of us, family is one of the main points why we are doing this. And also, to have a better lifestyle than the one that we have. I always look for something like it was flexible, where I'm able to have income. And that was one of the reasons why I love where I was working in the movie industry, because, I was having that income and kind of like that flexibility. Not really too much flexibility, but kind of. um because I say that because when I wasn't working, I could work, for example, like 6 months, and then take like 6 months off, but I wasn't making money. So that's the difference. Yes, I can take those 6 months off, but I wasn't making any money. But I knew how to finance my, to save for the moments that I wasn't working. So but that's not life. Okay, because eventually, like that was the reason why I'm here, because on 2023 there was a strike, and guess what, our busy season we didn't get to work, so no jobs. So um it really, like I've been thinking about it, to change, but um that really, make me like, okay, come on, wake up, you gotta do something, and that's why I'm here. But for me, like one of the stories that really inspire me, to keep going in this journey, because it's not a very easy journey. It has its ups and downs. um it's one of like, I've seen so many stories. A lot of the stories in our community are very inspiring, but the one that really, that really make me, to think, okay, if she was able to do it, so can I. Because her story was, like, we always say that we want, like, there's light at the end of the tunnel. Where her story is like, when she saw that there was a light at the end of the tunnel, guess what? There was another tunnel. So it was like never she was able to get out of that tunnel. But besides all those struggles that she was having, she was able to overcome, and today she's very successful. When she didn't have any family in the US, because she came from the US. um, she has a kid. So she got pregnant when she found out that she was pregnant when she came to the US. And then eventually she was married, but eventually she got divorced, and her husband, um took her out of the house. So she didn't have a house, she didn't have money, she had a kid. So it was very tough. But she had a goal in mind, and her goal in mind is she wanted to be able to travel around the world, and and have that financial stability for her family. So besides all the struggles that she went through, like, it was like when I heard her story, I was like, oh wow, you know because when I started my business, I was starting hearing stories very inspiring, and then eventually got one that had a little bit struggle, and then after that a little bit, and I say okay. But then when I got to hear her story, it was like, wow, I never heard a story like hers before. But she made it, she's successful today. So if she did it, so can I. So our struggles is not as much as what was hers. So that's what keep me inspired. And just like we say here, share your story with the heart, because someone out there will get inspired, and because of your story, they will be able to move ahead on their life, because you inspired that person. So your story is your superpower. So use it, because on the other side of the screen, there's someone hearing to your story and who will connect with your story, and you're gonna be able to change their life through your story. Okay, point number 3.
Okay. Point number 3, engage with your confidence and purpose. Showing up is just the beginning. The next step is engaging with boldness. So use your voice to educate, inspire, and uplift. And that's what we were just talking about, right? Sharing our story and inspiring other people, inspiring somebody else out there that may think that, because of their story, they can't do something else. But that's why we're here. And in our community, there's so many people with so many different backgrounds. Sandy was sharing a story right now, And when we hear them, we're like, wait, I had it so much easier than them. If they can do it, I can do it too. So our community is always inspiring, motivating, and uplifting everyone. So that's what we love, about having such an amazing community. Speak to the person who needs your message, not to impress everyone. And this is true, we have learned this. Maybe it's not the best part, and maybe that's the part that we don't love the most. Or it used to bother me a bit, but now it's like whatever, um, I'm trying to inspire. I'm here to inspire other women, other moms. And yes, every now and then we'll find a hater, right? That is hating, like, you don't even know how to talk. You don't even know. And they'll be like criticizing everything that we do. But I'm not here for them. I'm here for the ones who are looking to change their lives, the ones that want to be inspired, the ones that are ready to take action, but are afraid due to their, you know, limitations in the past. I'm not worried about what other people think about whether I'm perfect at talking, at public speaking, whether I'm good, at being in front of a camera. I'm not worried about that anymore. And then be consistent. The more you show up, the more natural it becomes. And this is so true. Like, you guys can go back to our pages and see our first lives and see how we were doing it. We froze so many times. There's times that we didn't have any words, we didn't know what to say. And that's part of the journey, and we need to enjoy it, really, because those days when every time we were like, when we knew it was our turn to talk, we were like, oh my God, what if I don't say the right thing? Or what if I mess up, And today, we know that it's okay. We're not perfect. Even if we don't do it right, at least we're enjoying and we're loving the things that we're doing. And we have a passion for this business because it has changed, the way that we see life. Because now we have the flexibility, we have knowledge, we have confidence, and we know what we want. And so nobody's going to stop us. And we are going to be focused, consistent, and every day come out and try to inspire everyone out there that is looking for an opportunity or looking for inspiration. Maybe our story will inspire you to take action and do the things that you love. And here's an example. If you were helping a friend with advice, you wouldn't second guess every word you speak from the heart. That's how you show up online too. So, like we said, the beginning is not easy, but practice and repetition, and really being authentic, being real is gonna give you the results, and it's gonna give you the people that you're connecting with, people that identify themselves with you. Boldness comes from knowing you're here to serve, not to perform. And that's also true. Our business is really to serve and to help others. That's what we're doing. We're helping other people find a better way of earning, where they have flexibility, where they have the time to be with their children, where they can really develop a business and see their dreams come true before their eyes. So that's all I have to say about this topic, guys. Thank you.
Thank you, Isa. You so good. I barely have things to say after you, Isa. No, serious. I One of the things, like, we all commit, we all have done this mistake. When we came to the business, we know that we can advertise, or we know that we can touch worldwide. So our first thought is like, I want to touch everyone, I want to contact to everyone. And that is the bad focus about it. You have to know your audience. You want to know who you are connecting to. You want to know who you're speaking to, because you want to make sure that you actually resonating with the people that you want to talk about it. Because it's not the point, just for example, saying them selling this water, and I'm selling to people they already have water. I have to sell it to people or talk about the benefit of this water, to people that have low intake, they're dehydrated, or they don't drink enough water, or they need something related with water, so just make sure that it happened to me a lot. I was like, I want to reach everyone, so it doesn't matter who they are, as long as I'm reaching them and telling them about this business opportunity. And I realized it, that everyone didn't want to be part of the business, or everyone didn't understood, they didn't have the same pain they have, so that's when I realized I have to make it more focused, know who I'm talking to, um, to make sure that my voice, my inspiration, what I'm telling them, it will actually touch to that person, And I learned as well to, when you speak about it, speak as you're speaking to one specific person. That have helped me on my way to grow in the business. So that was one of the mistakes that it happened to me, that was taken to everyone. I want to everyone. In the beginning, of course, we want a lot of people, but I wasn't, as I said before, I wasn't connecting, because they didn't feel my pain. They were no immigrants. They didn't know what does it feel to be working all the time and don't be present for your families, or because your family is back home, so you need a specific time off, to see the family or to enjoy them, but you cannot have those specific time off because they are not allowed to those time off. I'm 5 days is not enough to go and visit your back home. Like, come on, we're immigrants. We know that 5 days is not enough. So someone that is not immigrant, someone that will not understand my pain, will not resonate with me. They will not resonate when I'm telling them something about it, if that makes sense. Of course, if I'm talking to Isan and then or Sandy saying, okay, we're going to go and visit our family back home, of course, we're already thinking about like going there for like a whole month, but no, someone that is not related with the topic that we're talking about, okay, they will think like it's a vacation for 3 days, and that's not reality. So that's something they learn with this business, and something that I'm making sure that they're having that idea, have it done, learn, and put it in practice on my business. So yeah, so that's what I say. If you're also like, you make sure you're talking to one person, like I say here, they say if you were helping to a friend, then you give the advice, because you're helping to that specific friend, that friend, their pain, how they are, so you can actually resonate. They can take it or not, because it's up to them to decide it, but at least you're talking to them because you know what to say, because you're feeling the same than him or her, or your experience something similar. So yeah, so just engage with confidence on your purpose, because it's your pain, is your goals, is what you want, and just be confident about it. Something that I learned, I'm still learning, I'm not too good at, well, maybe I'm a little bit better. Let's say that I'm an expert on boldness. Before I was like really afraid. Maybe that's not the right word. Ashamed. Okay, let's pick afraid. It's not complicated. I was afraid. I was not bold enough to speak. I didn't feel confident because with the people that were talking, they were not feeling my pain. They were not identified as I wasn't talking to them one to one. I was trying to talk to everyone, and of course, I were not making that connection. So that's what I want to take about it.
Thank you, Jessie. Thank you, Isabel. Yeah, so engaging with confidence and purpose. So confidence you build it through consistency. So showing up every day, to your business, and like us, showing every week here to do lives and to connect with you. So our purpose is to serve, to help, to educate you, to inspire you, to uplift it, uh, to show you, that um, there is a better lifestyle, but also, in order to have that better style, you have to work on your mindset. So that's one of the topics that we also talk in this, working on the mindset, because many times our mindset is so conditioned to society and to how we were um, raised, the environment that we were raised. So when you have a business, or you want to have, like become an entrepreneur, you need to have a different type of mindset than the employee mindset. Because if you have that employee mindset, it doesn't help you to have to be able to think as an entrepreneur. Because an entrepreneur will take risk. They will go out of their comfort zone. So that's one of the things that, we are here to show you, to educate you, to get out of that comfort zone and try things that you were afraid, or things that you saw that, um, you didn't think that you could do, but you are capable of doing it. And we have examples here on members of our community that, that they saw that they couldn't do something. Well, we are some example, like us. Same, like we never thought that we would be, well, I never thought that I would be doing lives, and be in front of the camera, because I'm very shy and I don't like to see myself. But you know what? Here I am. And I really enjoy it, I must say, I mean, that was one of my things, but I was shy, and I didn't want to be. But that was one of my things, that, to be able to interview people and, kind of like have like a TV show. But I was afraid. And I didn't like to see myself. But this business helped me, to grow, to develop. And through that, we are trying to show you, that you can do that too. So those are one of the topics that we talk in these lives, and that I put, and I think that everyone puts here in their business page. Um, so speak with the person who needs your message, not to impress everyone. Yeah, so for example, the lights here, that's one of the things that I mentioned at the beginning. We don't like to have like a structure, life. We like to be more casual, like a conversation. So you get to know us a little bit more, and it's more relaxed, the type of life that we have. And that's how we show you, tips, strategies, we share our experience, we have guest that comes to our lives, and you get to hear their story too. So yeah, so be just, like you're talking to a friend, because it's like you're talking to someone on the other side that is listening to you, to make it casual. Don't make it too like that, too serious. No, just make it casual, and that's how you're gonna be able to connect with your audience. I mean, everyone is different, but the more authentic you are, the more you connect with the person on the other side, because they get to see who you are. Like, I mean, I had a panic attack in one of my lives. I couldn't stop laughing. So that happens, sometimes, because, and the problem is because sometimes I remember in my mind, like I try to stop, but then in my mind I remember what happened and I start laughing again. So that happened into one of my life. I couldn't do anything, I just had that panic attack. I tried to come back, but then I started to laugh. But things happens. So you have to go on, and and show up, even if I had. So I apologize to my audience, the next live, because I had that panic attack. But yeah, but it happens. So just be authentic, be you, share your story, share, motivate, the person through your experience, because um through the things that you have been going through, you can inspire other people, um in different ways, how to overcome some challenges. We have touched some of those examples here. So engage with confidence and purpose, to serve the audience, to be able to help them, in different areas, by educating, inspiring, motivating, and showing them that there is a better way. So boldness, well, boldness, I don't know if I'm a bold, but I just do it, um I just do it, if I just do it. So I don't know if that's considered probably bold, I guess. But I think I'm not like bold like other people, like It depends. It depends on the situation. Yes, sometimes I think I'm a little bit bold when I'm not afraid to ask when I want something. A good example of that, when I was in college, uh, we had this project that we were supposed to write about a book, and it was an Argentinian that wrote a book about immigrants, that arrive to Canada and they have the culture shock. And then I noticed that the author of that book used to live in Vancouver. So I contacted, I say, I'm gonna contact him, to interview him. And I talked to my other friends, and they say, okay, that's a great idea. So I call him, you know. I look through the phone, and then I found him, and I say, oh, sorry, are you the one who wrote this book? And I explained, like it was a project for school, and we were doing the project based on his book. And I was wondering, like if we can interview him. And then he accepted, and then we did the interview. So the teacher really loved the fact that we actually contacted the author of the book, to do the interview. So sometimes I'm like that, like I
That's
go
pretty
and
bold.
yeah, not all the time, but yeah, sometimes I'm a little bit bold, yes, to find something when I wanted to make it happen. But yeah, so sometimes you gotta be bold and do things. So
Yes.
yeah. Okay, so what is the takeaway for today's point?
Okay, so the takeaway for today's point is you weren't born to be seen and sorry. You weren't born to be seen and heard. Stop waiting for the right time or the perfect pose. Start showing up right now with boldness, with purpose, and authenticity. Be real, be vulnerable, be consistent. The right people will drawn to your life. Confidence grow when you take the action in spite of fear. Your message matter, and someone out there is waiting to hear you. Is waiting to hear from you. So take the next step. Keep going. You can do it. Just be yourself and keep going. And if you want to learn how to start a business, no, that was wrong. Joking. But yes, be yourself, and we are telling you, you can do it. So just show up. Be persistent. Don't wait for that perfect time, but that perfect moment, and just keep going. Like if it's not to the standards, no matter, keep posting it. It will be to your standard one day.
Yes. And what is oh, hold on. Okay, I guess that's after. Okay, so we hope that you got inspired today with the topic, and you got some insights about the topic that we are talking. So we want to say thank you to everyone that has watched the live with us today. For those catching the replay, also thank you so much. To our followers, thank you for being part of our journey, for believing in us, and for engaging with our contents. We do have some likes here from Nirina, Sylvie Chantal, Benny M. Lafe, and Chris Loy Kubahiro. Thank you for your like and emoji, and thank you for watching. We also have
Thank
a
you.
love from Miriam Garcia. So thank you, Miriam. Thank you for
Thank you,
watching.
Miriam.
So yeah, so if you guys are not following us on our Facebook business page, you can follow us up here, and so you get to know us a little bit more, who we are, what type of content we put in our pages, and more information about the business. Also, if you want to learn how you can start your online business and start earning online, all you have to do is register in any of the websites that appear on the screen, and we'll send you that invitation to watch the webinars. Exactly, we have one tonight at 5 p.m. PST and 8 p.m. EST. So it's every Tuesdays and Thursdays, same time, 5 p.m. PST, 8 p.m. EST. So don't forget to register. So when you register into our website, you will receive an email that will have a link to register to the website. So we'll take you to a page that will have two buttons. one for Tuesday and one for Thursday. So you can register for either one or for both. And also you get a link to the replay link. So just in case you can make it to our live webinar, that's not a problem. We can send you the replay link so you can watch it at your own convenience. In addition to that, we also invite you to our private Facebook group where you get to see more success stories from members of our community and more information about the business. So you also probably is asking, okay, but what am I going to see on the webinar? Okay, so on the webinar, you're going to learn how our online business plan works. And also you get to hear from testimonials of our communities. In this case, are the panelists. They're going to be sharing with you why they decided to start their online business and how this online business has transformed their lives. So let's find out who were the hosts and panelists for tonight's live webinar. By the way, just so you know, we don't know who the host is because it's not on the poster. So it's one of them. It's gonna be our host tonight, but we're gonna mention all of them. So there you go.
Okay, if you're ready to learn more about this opportunity, don't forget to register on one of the websites on the screen, and you will get the invitation to see the live webinar, or we will send you the replay to the webinar if you don't have time to watch the live. So when you do that, you get our business plan and you decide if this is the right fit for you or not. So today we have Jay. Jay is a resigned educator. Jim is a pastor. Maricini is a retiree. And Eden is a former caregiver.
We also have Kia. She's a stay-at-home mom. We also have Dana, IT manager. We have Tashi, a stay-at-home. And we also have Maria, retired nurse educator. So if all these people are going to be on a live webinar, remember today's April 10, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern time. So just register in any of website and get the link to learn how to start your own digital business.
Yes, thank you, Isabel. Thank you, Jessie. And our live webinar has subtitles in 5 languages. So that's Spanish, French, Tagalog, Vietnamese, and Arabic. And the replay has subtitles in several languages. All right. So what is our topic for next week?
Okay, next week, don't forget to have your, what is it called, Sandy? The word left me.
Your notification on?
Your notifications, yeah.
Oh, yes.
Your notifications on so you can see and don't miss any of our lives. Our next topic for next Thursday is vision and strategy, building a business that aligns with your purpose. So don't forget to spend that 1 hour with us next Thursday.
Yes, we're going to be talking about how to connect your business goals with your passion and create a strategy that feels right for you. So don't miss it. Yeah, so Isabel was saying, your notification bell for the YouTube, because we are streaming live in YouTube and Facebook. So for anyone that is watching on YouTube and Facebook. So what is the question for our viewers?
Okay, tell us in the comments what holding you back from showing up online, and what one step you will take today to break through it. Let us know and we will support you. Comment.
Yes. Like for me, my step to make it to show up, like for example, the live was recording myself. I started to record myself first before I went live, just so I start getting used to see myself in camera. All right. So that's the end of it for today. Thank you so much for being here with us today, for all your comments and for your emojis. We hope that the topic that we share with you today has inspired you. You have learned something. And if you have something that you want to share with us, or you want to give more tips, or maybe you want for us to talk about another topic, just put it in the comments and let us know. We'll be happy to read it and to reply back to your comment. Also, if you have any questions or you want to learn how to start your online business, and you want to know more, uh, you can send us a private message, or you can put it in the comment more info, and we'll be happy to reply back to you. Okay. Um, Saying that, again, we have our live webinar. So if you want to learn how you can start your online business, all you have to do is register in any of the websites with your name and email address, and we'll send you that invitation to watch the webinar. All right. So thank you, everyone, again, and happy and blessed Thursday, and happy and blessed Friday for those who are on Friday. Um, and happy and close to the rest of the weekend. So because we're only two days away, some people are already one day away from the weekend. So happy and blessed weekend when the time comes. Thank you, everyone. God bless you all, and until the next episode of
Latin
Latin
Voices.
voices.
Thank you for watching.
Thank you.
thank you, everyone. Bye.